Hello everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne, I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about the best new, cheaper fifth wheels to buy now. And there's lots of reasons to choose a fifth wheel over a travel trailer for many RV buyers. In fact, I made a video about that a while back, and it includes the pros and the cons of going either way. Now, some of the pros for choosing a fifth wheel are that they're more like an apartment feel. They have higher ceilings usually, and when you combine that with slides in the living area, it just gives you that open apartment feel, and that's really nice. They're also easier to tow for many people, and that's because the hitch is out over the rear axle of the tow vehicle instead of back on the bumper with travel trailers. And usually you're going to find more storage for your cargo in a fifth wheel than you do in a travel trailer. But when you go out and you start looking at fifth wheels, well, you realize right away they can be very expensive. Many of them are going to start well over $70,000. But here's the good news. There are cheaper, lower cost fifth wheels from reputable brands for $40,000 to $65,000. And that is the price range we're going to be focusing on in this video. It's very affordable for a lot of people. Now, here are the pros, the advantages of buying a cheaper, lower cost fifth wheel. And number one is obvious. It's the price. Clearly, that's a big advantage. And if you don't need extras and amenities for your RV travel and camping, well then, a lower cost fifth wheel could be a very good choice, especially if you don't plan on camping a lot during the year. If it's just a few times on weekends and vacations and things like that, a lower cost fifth wheel could be a good choice. Next up on the list of pros is they're usually lighter than a costlier fifth wheel. Now that's a real advantage when it comes time to get your tow vehicle, because you may not need a heavy-duty diesel tow vehicle to haul these lower cost fifth wheels around. And that's a huge advantage for many people, helping them keep their costs down. The next pro is they're often shorter. That's one way that the manufacturers can keep the price down. They just simply make the RV shorter. But it can be a real advantage in many ways, especially for newer RVers, because they're easier to handle then. They're more nimble on the highway, getting in and out of traffic and getting in and out of campsites, which is big for a lot of people. And finally, we'll talk about the last pro. The higher ceilings is still there. You still get that nice big apartment-like feeling in the living area. And that's not found in travel trailers. But what are the cons of buying cheaper fifth wheels though? Well, the number one con is that the overall quality, and you'll notice this, is going to be a step down from the more expensive versions. Usually it's going to be found in the fit and finish area. The second con is there's fewer extras, fewer luxuries and amenities than the costlier fifth wheels. But we already mentioned that. If that's not important to you, well then, a cheaper fifth wheel could be a very good choice. And finally, the last con we'll talk about is they're often not as good in temperature extremes as other fifth wheels. In other words, these are no four-season versions here that you're looking at. They are usually very good for normal temperature ranges. And as long as you use them that way, they'll be just fine. Now, some brands are going to make better, cheaper fifth wheels than others do. And so I'm going to give you now my recommendations for the brands and models that I feel you should start looking at if you're interested in a cheaper fifth wheel. And by the way, these are in no particular order. Let's start with number one, the KZ Sportsman. Now, this is the shortest fifth wheel in my list today. It's only 25 feet long, and it's very light at 7,500 GVWR, or gross vehicle weight rating. And what that simply means is that's the most that your fifth wheel can weigh with all of your cargo and things stored into it. 7,500 pounds, well, that's very towable by many gas-powered trucks out there. And the cost is going to run somewhere between $45,000 and $50,000 brand new, according to RV Trader. The second one on my list is the Crossroads Cruiser Air. It's about 28 feet long, and the weight is more. It's around 10,300 GVWR. Now, that's still within the range of many of the newer gas-powered passenger vehicle trucks out there. So it's still usable by them. And the cost comes in around $50,000 according to RV Trader, brand new. Number three on the list is a very good brand. I really like the products they put out. It's Northwood Fox Mountain, and they are creating a fifth wheel that's only 28 feet long. Now, it's heavier, and this is where you can see the quality of Northwood really come into play, because the vehicle weight rating goes up to 12,000 pounds. So you're probably more into one of the diesel trucks at this point to haul it around. But the cost is, again, right around $55,000 brand new on RV Trader. Number four on our list is a brand that's well known for fifth wheels over the years. That's Keystone and their iconic Cougar model. And the Cougar half-ton is what we're focusing on. Now, it comes in at 27 feet, but it is the lightest fifth wheel in my list. Only 7,200 pounds of gross vehicle weight rating. Firmly within the area of gas-powered passenger vehicle trucks to be able to tow around. They provide an MSRP on their website, and it's $48,000. So that means that you can definitely deal from there and get it lower in many cases. Now, are these all of the cheaper, lower cost fifth wheels that I can recommend for you? Well, no. I have a full list of recommended brands and models in my guidebook on fifth wheels, and it covers all the price ranges that you would like to look at. So if you want the full list, just download my guidebook, and when you do, you'll get my personal assistance in your RV buying process if you want it. Now, one final point I want to make is whatever you buy, whether it's new or whether it's used, make sure that you get an RV inspection from a certified RV inspector. Find out what shape that RV is in, new or used, before you buy it. And then use the report that the inspector gives you to get the issues on that RV fixed before you take delivery and take it home. Now, if you'll follow this advice, you'll avoid a lot of the issues and problems that many complain about in the RV buying process these days. Now, remember, the list that I've given you today in this video are bargain priced fifth wheels, but they are from quality brands. They are not going to have the luxury, so don't expect them to. They're not going to be comparable in that area to the more costly versions. And remember this, they are not made to stand up to the rigors of full-time RV living and travel. But They will let you enjoy part-time, weekend, and vacation travel and camping for much less. And if that's your goal, then I hope this video will help you find the perfect, low-priced, cheaper fifth wheel for your needs. And that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.